at least from my point of view, I think the biggest thing is like people are just like getting cooked as like hard as hell. Like everyone's like frying their brain really hard on AI. Because obviously, and MIT did a great study on this, and there's been a million studies on this, and just makes sense. When you do any kind of creative thinking or like critical problem solving, or you're like thinking really hard, what you're doing is you're having these like neural pathways in your brain, like working really hard to for example, come up with creative ideas for a campaign. And it's like a muscle, right? The same way, like you train your bicep, you train your like critical thinking muscle. And that's why how people become really creative people, or they get really, they become really great problem solvers, or they'll become whatever. Because you do a lot of the thinking, these neural pathways in your brain get stronger. But then if you start every single time when you need to come up with an idea for a campaign or you need to solve some kind of problem, if your first instinct is to go and ask ChatGPT, what's going to happen is you don't use these neural pathways in your brain anymore. And because our brains are extremely efficient and they're always optimizing for efficiency, they are not going to be maintaining these pathways anymore. And they're actually going to be weakening these pathways. And in some extreme cases, if you don't use them at all, it's like they're going to be complete, like killing the neural pathway that, for example, helps you do your creative thinking. So then at some point, and I believe surely people are already at the stage where you lose your natural ability to, for example, solve hard problems or think creatively. And I'm sure everyone watching this, if you've ever used, for example, ChatGPT, like some of you notice this where you think, like ChatGPT goes down or Cloudflare goes down and you don't have ChatGPT anymore and you need to do some really fucking basic task. You need to write an email that like 3 years ago was like the easiest thing ever, like writing an email. You go and write an email now and you can't do it. It's like fucking cooked, right?